You're right, Amya. In this video, I'm going to be doing a bit more practicing for my big computer desk project. Now, I'm going to have a go at practicing welding. Now, I did have a go many moons ago with a stick welder. I literally done one project. I've done a coffee table and the legs ended up bowing. I later learned that I shouldn't have done the weld all the way around. I should have just tacked it. So I took that on board, and last year I got a MIG welder thinking it would be easier, and I really struggled. I give it a go. I'll throw some clips up here. Hopefully I've still got the clips, and you'll see I did actually really struggle with it. I managed to get it to stick in the end. It held up to the armour test as well, so I was really pleased. But in this one, I really want to try and get it to a point where I'm actually happy with the results. Stick around, see if it works out how I plan. I've had this steel for over a year now, so I'm dreading what it's going to be like inside. I'd have kept it wrapped up, but water's bound to have got in, so it's probably going to be rusty. I'm going to have to chop it up a bit smaller to make it easier to cut on my saw. I'm going to be using an angle grinder to do that. The angle grinder I'm going to be using was very kindly sent to me by Trend. It's my first time using it, so it'd be great to put it through its paces. I'm going to get it rough cut to size, so the first couple of pieces I'm going to be cutting will be at 1.4 metres long. There's currently 2 pieces of box section in this wrap, so I'm just going to cut right through, saves me the hassle of unwrapping it. Who'd have thought that leaving steel out in the elements for over a year would make it go rusty? I don't know, when I brought this, like I say, it was in like 6 metre long lengths. I left it wrapped in the packaging. I knew there was going to be rust. I knew water would get in, but genuinely, I didn't think it would be quite as bad as this. I am going to get the flat disc on it. I put some videos out on my Instagram and TikTok asking for some advice. I don't work with steel. Is it just surface rust? Am I wasting my time? I'm going to have a go. I'm going to try and get some stripped back, see what it's like, and then make a decision from there. I'm really not sure if this is a lost cause or not. Some of the sides aren't so bad, but even on here, I consider I'd probably have to sand this back quite deep to get rid of these pits and gouges. As you can see on here, I think these are like the weld lines or something, but this is really deep on this side. It's almost like black glass has been formed on there. I don't know if that's normal in rust. I haven't seen that before, but it does look like this would have to be sanded back a hell of a lot. I don't know. I think it might be a bit of a lost cause. I really am unsure about that steel. I've asked a few people and they have reassured me that if I was to sand it fully back, it'd be fine. I could treat it like a rust treatment. It's going to get painted, that'll fill in the grooves and everything. But last year, when I had a go at welding this, I really struggled because the welds I kept either burning through or it wasn't hot enough and it wouldn't stick. I'm not a welder, as you can tell, but I'm a little bit concerned about how much material I would have to remove from this. So I went and had a look. How much would it actually be to reorder the steel? I hate waste, but I also like saving time as well. So I had a look and it was coming out to about £60 delivered. And that got me thinking how much I'm just regular legs to buy anyway, ready welded. And I found these. Cheaper to buy ready-made legs than the steel that I would then have to weld up into legs, and these and wider. I really want to get my computer desk finished, so I've ordered them. But what I'm going to do with this steel, this is going to now be my practice steel. I'm going to sand more of it back so I've got a nice clean section. I'll cut it off on my miter saw, and then I'm going to have a go at welding it together. See if I can actually get it to stick again. Last year, I finally managed to get it to stick and work. I haven't touched the settings since then, so fingers crossed that'll work. I want to have a go at the end of the day, but I also don't want to waste a ton of steel. So this will be my practice stuff. Right, so I've got the steel clamped in place. I'm obviously using an Evolution miter saw to do this because they're designed for cutting wood, metal, plastic, all that lot. You can cut steel with them, so it's ideal for this application. Don't think you can do it on any miter saw. I don't want you wrecking your saw, just to keep that in mind. Right, so I've got the steel cut, I've got my clamps, I've got my safety gear. welder's ready to go. Now, I don't want to give any kind of impression that I know what I'm doing, because it's clear that I don't. I'm going to have a go. I'm not going to talk over it, I'm just going to have a go, and we'll see how it turns out. I'm hoping, in the words of A Tribe Called Quest, that I can indeed stick it. And after that, here's my amazing welds. Now, I have been assured that once ground, who cares what a weld looks like? I'm not too sure about the integrity of it. I couldn't break that by hand. This end is pretty bad. I really struggled with how thick the steel was. I couldn't really get it to bind without it just melting through, as you can see on that corner. But I'm gonna get the flap disc on it, sand it back, and see if it's actually penetrated and if it'll still stick. Right, I know it's ugly, but at this stage, all that I'm really interested in is the penetration, but who isn't at the end of the day? The one side, probably, I think it has fully penetrated through. I can't see any breakthrough marks on the inside. There is a couple of grooves either side, which could have probably been grown out further, but I just wanted to check it at this stage. Now, the other side looks a lot better. Again, I got a little bit of a line to the right-hand side of it. That could have been grown out, but where the actual join is, there is a nice smooth transition now that I've ground it down. It feels solid in the hand. I don't think I could move this with my strength anyway. Let's try it with the hammer test. So to start off, I'm literally just going to hold it in my hand, give it a whack, see if it sticks. If it does stick, I'll try clamping it down, give it another whack and see if it breaks then. I think that's pretty good going. I'm actually denting the end of the steel, which is a good sign. Just try in this direction. So it can take a shock impact. I'm going to clamp it up, see if I can get it to budge like that. All right, guess who forgot to press record when doing the hammer test? But you can see the results. I'd give it a really good whack. You got to trust me on that. I'll bring the camera in closer so you can see. It has actually dented the steel where I've hit it with the hammer, which is a good sign. The weld on the one side has sheared and broke through. I'm not sure if that's the weld itself or the weld and the metal. On the inside corner, that seems to have stuck and bent. On the other outside piece, it has fully bent and it looks as if the weld has held, to me at least. So I'm pleased with that. You're not going to be whacking this with a hammer if it was going to be table legs. So I'm pretty pleased, to be honest. So this video didn't go to plan, but when does a project ever really go to plan? I did hope that I would have had a set of legs welded up. I'm really pleased with my practice, but I think I've made the right decision. There's a lot of rust to deal with, it's a lot of time. My welds, while I'm really happy with them, they're not right. They're not good enough, in my opinion anyway. And this is going to be a desk that I hope will last me a long time. So I think by going down the route of buying some ready-made ones, saves me some time. In the long run, probably will save me some money, but they're also something that I could probably remove in the future. And when I feel confident enough that my welds are good enough, I can always create my own legs then. I really hope that this has been of use. I hope it's been entertaining at least. I've had a go, that's all you can do. I find practice is always the best way to learn. I'll be doing plenty more of this, probably off camera to be honest with you. You've seen me messing around a lot, but when I think I'm there with welding, you can expect a welding project in the future. So make sure you get subscribed if you want to see that. If you like the video, as always, I appreciate you hitting that like button. And don't forget, click the little bell icon. That way you'll get a notification as soon as I upload a new video. Cheers for watching.